Have you ever wondered why some people behave in such egocentric, manipulative, and insensitive ways? What are the 10 characteristics that define a narcissist? Today, we're going to unravel this mystery together. But before we dive deep into this fascinating topic, I ask for a small favor. Please like this video, as it helps us continue to bring you quality content. Now, stay tuned because we're about to decode narcissism. 1. Grandiosity and need for admiration. Narcissism, as a personality trait, is characterized by a series of distinctive behaviors, and one of the most prominent among them is grandiosity. Narcissists often have an extremely high view of themselves, which goes beyond healthy self-esteem and manifests as an inflated and unrealistic self-image. Narcissistic grandiosity translates into a deep and ingrained belief that they are special and unique. They not only see themselves as different from others, but also as superior to them. This excessively positive view of themselves is a central feature of narcissism and can be observed in various aspects of narcissists' behavior. One of the most evident signs of narcissistic grandiosity is the relentless pursuit of admiration and validation from others. Narcissists believe they deserve constant recognition for their supposed extraordinary abilities and achievements. They expect regular praise and are deeply bothered if they don't receive the attention they believe they deserve. This constant need for validation can create a vicious cycle of seeking approval, often at the expense of personal and professional relationships. Furthermore, narcissistic grandiosity is evident in how narcissists interact with others. They may come across as arrogant, condescending, and excessively self-assertive. They often monopolize conversations, diverting the focus to themselves and their alleged accomplishments. This tendency to boast and self-promote can make others feel diminished and undervalued. Narcissists also have a propensity to belittle or devalue others as a means to reinforce their perceived superiority. They may constantly criticize people around them, questioning their abilities and competence, while emphasizing their own intelligence and success. This can create a toxic and detrimental environment for those who have close relationships with a narcissist. Additionally, narcissistic grandiosity can negatively impact narcissists' ability to learn from mistakes. They struggle to take responsibility for failures or shortcomings, preferring to blame others or circumstances. This can limit their personal and professional growth, as they are unwilling to acknowledge areas in which they need improvement. 2. Lack of empathy. Lack of empathy is one of the distinctive characteristics that often accompanies narcissism. It is a trait that can be particularly challenging for people who have relationships with narcissists, whether in personal or professional contexts. In this segment, we will delve deeper into this trait and its impact on interpersonal relationships. Empathy, at its core, involves the ability to understand and share the feelings and needs of another person. It is the capacity to put oneself in someone else's shoes and feel empathy for their joys, sorrows, worries, and joys. Empathy is a fundamental component of healthy human interactions and plays a crucial role in building meaningful relationships. However, when it comes to narcissists, this capacity for empathy often appears to be absent or severely compromised. Narcissists have difficulty emotionally connecting with others in a genuine and compassionate manner. This can manifest in several ways. Firstly, narcissists tend to be more concerned with their own feelings and needs than those of others. They may show indifference or insensitivity toward the problems and concerns of those around them. When someone shares their emotions or difficulties, the narcissist may downplay or dismiss these experiences, redirecting the focus back to themselves. Furthermore, narcissists often struggle to acknowledge the pain or suffering of others. They may appear indifferent to challenging situations faced by friends, family, or coworkers. The lack of empathy makes it difficult for them to offer genuine emotional support when someone is going through a tough time. The absence of empathy can also be evident in how narcissists engage in interpersonal relationships. They can be manipulative and exploitative, using people to achieve their own goals without considering the emotional consequences for others. This can result in toxic and draining relationships for those close to them. It's important to note that the lack of empathy in narcissists is not necessarily a conscious choice. It is an intrinsic feature of their personality, often rooted in their own need for constant self-preservation and self-affirmation. However, this does not excuse the harmful impact it can have on those who interact with them. 3. Interpersonal exploitation. One of the distinctive characteristics of narcissists is their tendency toward interpersonal exploitation. This means that they often use others to satisfy their own needs and goals, often without considering the negative impact it may have on the people around them. Narcissists' interpersonal exploitation can manifest in various ways. They may seek out relationships with people who can offer them status, power, or material resources without necessarily caring about the emotional well-being of these individuals. They may use friends, family members, coworkers, or romantic partners to meet their own needs, often without displaying empathy or genuine concern for others' feelings and needs. One of the reasons narcissists are prone to interpersonal exploitation is related to their constant need for validation and admiration. They constantly seek attention and approval from others and may use people as a means to that end. This can lead to imbalanced relationships in which narcissists benefit much more than the people they are involved with. Furthermore, narcissists can be masters of emotional manipulation. They may use tactics such as excessive flattery, seduction, and psychological manipulation to get what they want from the people around them. They can be charming and charismatic, which can make it difficult for others to realize they are being used. The impact of narcissists' interpersonal exploitation on relationships can be profound. People who are exploited often feel used, devalued, and emotionally drained. They may perceive that the narcissist is more interested in themselves than in building genuine and meaningful relationships. Additionally, narcissists' interpersonal exploitation can create a cycle of problematic relationships. As people around them begin to perceive their exploitative behavior, they may distance themselves or end relationships, which can lead the narcissist to seek new people to exploit. This pattern of behavior can make it challenging for narcissists to maintain stable and healthy relationships. It's important to remember that narcissism exists on a spectrum, and not all narcissists are the same. Some individuals may exhibit mild narcissistic traits, while others may have a more severe narcissistic personality disorder. Psychological treatment, such as cognitive behavioral therapy, can be beneficial for those struggling with narcissistic traits that negatively affect their interpersonal relationships. 4. Envy and competitiveness. Narcissism, at its core, is fueled by deep-seated insecurity masked by a facade of self-confidence and grandiosity. This underlying insecurity can lead narcissists to constantly compare themselves to others. However, instead of using this comparison as an opportunity for personal growth, they use it as a tool to assert their superiority. Envy is a powerful emotion that narcissists often experience. They may feel envious of other people's achievements, talents, or resources, especially when those accomplishments threaten their inflated self-image. The mere idea of someone being better at something than they are is unacceptable to a narcissist, and this can trigger intense feelings of envy. This envy often leads to extreme competitiveness. Narcissists view life as a constant competition in which they must win at all costs. They are willing to do whatever it takes to outshine others, often disregarding ethical and moral standards. This win-at-any-cost mentality can result in manipulative and harmful behaviors as narcissists strive to maintain their sense of superiority. The competitiveness of narcissists knows no bounds. They may try to overshadow others' successes with their own exaggerated achievements, constantly seeking validation and admiration from others. They may engage in power struggles and rivalries in personal and professional relationships, making interactions often tense and draining. For narcissists, the focus on competitiveness and envy can harm their relationships. They struggle to celebrate the successes of others and may resent when someone achieves something they desire. This can create a toxic dynamic in interpersonal relationships, with narcissists constantly trying to undermine others to maintain their sense of superiority. It's important to note that, while envy and competitiveness are common characteristics of narcissists, not all narcissists exhibit these behaviors in the same way. The intensity of these traits can vary significantly from person to person. Additionally, understanding these traits can be useful not only for identifying narcissists in our lives, but also for developing more effective communication and relationship strategies with them. 5. Manipulation and mind games. Manipulation is one of the most striking characteristics of narcissism, and narcissists are often skilled in this art. One of the most insidious tactics they employ is gaslighting. Gaslighting is a manipulative behavior aimed at making the victim question their own sanity, memory, and perception of reality. This is done subtly and gradually, so the victim often doesn't realize they are being manipulated. How does gaslighting work? Narcissists use a series of strategies to undermine the victim's confidence and self-esteem. They may deny events or conversations that actually took place, make unfounded accusations, and then deny making them, or simply invent stories and facts to confuse the victim. The goal is to create doubt in the victim's mind, causing them to start doubting their own memory and perception. The impact of gaslighting can be devastating. Victims often feel confused, anxious, and unable to trust their own judgments. This can lead to a cycle of dependence on the narcissist as the victim begins to doubt their ability to make decisions and trust others. 6. Need for power and control. One of the most prominent characteristics of narcissists is their constant pursuit of power and control. They have an insatiable need to dominate situations and people around them, often going to great lengths to attain positions of authority and influence. This need for power and control is a manifestation of their perceived grandiosity. Narcissists deeply believe that they are superior to others and, therefore, feel entitled to be in charge. They view personal relationships, the workplace, and even social groups as arenas in which they must exert their dominance. For narcissists, being in control means they can shape the world to their liking, fulfill their desires, and receive the adulation they so crave. This can lead to a range of harmful behaviors, such as manipulation, exploitation, and power games. In the workplace, for example, a narcissist may seek leadership roles and try to subdue their coworkers to consolidate their power. They may devalue others' efforts and take credit for accomplishments that are not theirs. This need for control can also manifest in personal relationships, where the narcissist may attempt to manipulate their partner to meet their needs and desires. Those who find themselves under the control of a narcissist often feel overwhelmed, devalued, and even manipulated. The relentless pursuit of power and control often results in damaged relationships and toxic work environments. 7. Unrealistic demands. One of the most prominent characteristics of narcissists is the tendency to impose unrealistic expectations on the people around them. They believe that others should cater to all their needs and desires, often without considering the limitations or realistic expectations of those people. This behavior can create an imbalanced and harmful dynamic in relationships. Narcissists often have a grandiose view of themselves, believing they deserve special treatment and constant adoration. This translates into extremely high expectations of others. They may expect friends, family, partners, and colleagues to be available 24/7 to meet their emotional, physical, and material needs. The constant pressure to meet the narcissist's demands can be overwhelming and exhausting for those around them. Narcissists often do not recognize or do not care about the negative impact of their demands on others. They may disregard others' feelings, needs, and boundaries, which can lead to conflicts and resentment in interpersonal relationships. 8. Excessive vanity. The narcissistic obsession with physical appearance goes beyond superficial vanity. It is rooted in the constant pursuit of validation and admiration. Narcissists often invest a significant amount of time and resources in their efforts to maintain an impeccable image. This may include buying designer clothing, undergoing frequent cosmetic procedures, and maintaining a constant presence on social media to receive praise and attention. They believe that by maintaining an attractive and impressive appearance, they will gain the admiration of others, thereby reinforcing their self-esteem. Furthermore, narcissistic vanity is often associated with the pursuit of power and control over others. Narcissists may use their appearance to attract romantic partners, friends, or coworkers, manipulating the situation to their advantage. They consider themselves irresistible and believe that by charmingly displaying their image, they can easily influence the decisions and actions of others. However, beneath this facade of self-confidence and vanity often lies deep insecurity. Narcissists depend on constant validation from others to sustain their fragile self-esteem. Any criticism of their appearance or lack of compliments can trigger aggressive or defensive responses. It's important to note that narcissistic vanity should not be confused with healthy self-care or positive self-esteem. While self-care can be an important part of anyone's life, narcissists' excessive vanity is often accompanied by a lack of empathy for others and the exploitation of relationships to meet their own needs. 9. Low tolerance for criticism. These individuals tend to react intensely, often with anger or disdain, when faced with any form of criticism, even if it is constructive and well-intentioned. Criticism, no matter how minor, is viewed as a threat to their inflated self-esteem and the image they have of themselves. One of the reasons for this extreme reaction is the deep insecurity that narcissists hide behind their mask of self-confidence. They invest a lot of time and energy in maintaining their image of perfection and superiority, and any suggestion that they may be wrong or need improvement is interpreted as a personal affront. After all, for a narcissist, perfection is the norm and imperfection is unacceptable. Additionally, narcissists often see the world in black and white, meaning that criticism is interpreted as a statement that they are completely bad or completely incompetent. This leads to extreme reactions such as fits of rage, insults, or even distancing themselves from people who criticize them. This low tolerance for criticism is also linked to their lack of empathy. Narcissists have difficulty understanding others' perspectives, which means they often fail to see criticism as an opportunity for growth or learning. Instead, they interpret it as a threat to their inflated self-image. You are our great sponsor. This video required many hours of work, love and dedication to complete. Therefore, your participation is what keeps us inspired to grow the history of everything even further and reach as many people as possible with this precious content. Subscribe to our channel, like and share this video with other people, because only then will YouTube understand that you like this content and it will be presented to more people. Thanks for watching and see you next time.